Welcome to the Universal Progress Newsletter, where progress equals progress. Death is predictable. You want to be the 90-year-old who can pick up their great-grandchild, not the one who can't get off the couch. Doc V. I'm hoping that this is one of those articles that you can share with a friend or loved one and make a lasting impact on the length and quality of the life of the person you share it with. I would also like to share a side note as to why this article has taken a little bit longer to publish. In the middle of writing it, it came to my attention that the famous doctor I was writing about has been named and associated with 1,700 to 1,900 mentions in the Epstein email scandal. That is quite simply never a good look. It is sad, because I have read his book twice. In a day and age of doom scroll culture where reading someone's book once is an accomplishment. I will refer to the doctor as Doc Voldemort, as using his real name will take away from the message. The information and health philosophy I've learned from Dr. Voldemort has changed how I think about living longer and has helped me progress in my health journey, both objectively and subjectively. And not to mention, the data that he presents is not his own personal data, but data gathered by real science. Now for the article. Death is a predictable event, not only in the fact that you are going to die, but also how you are going to die. If someone were to give me $1 billion to predict my death, I'd put 400 million on cardiovascular disease, 300 million on cancer, 200 million on neurodegenerative disease, and 95 million on metabolic dysfunction, and the last 5 on a bar fight in Mexico. Not because I like to fight, but because I can't say no to 1 in a million odds. The first 4 are what Doc Voldemort calls the 4 horsemen and are the leading causes of death in America. Across the world, that list changes a little bit, but the clear winner throughout the globe is heart disease. In Doc Voldemort's opinion, a developed nation could eliminate heart disease as a cause of death and knock it out of its top 10 causes of death. If you read Voldy's book, which rhymes with Schmliv, he will give you plenty of weapons to attack what he calls the 4 horsemen of death. But as they say in the Bitcoin world, there is no second best when it comes to predicting which one will kill you, and it is clearly, by the numbers, heart disease. If you can remember from my article about Charlie Munger and his wisdom delivered to the Harvard Law graduates on how to avoid a miserable life, he gave an old rustic saying, "I wish I knew where I was going to die, and then I would never go there." What Doc V would suggest if you were his client, besides Epstein, allegedly of course, is to replace the where I was going to die with how I was going to die, and avoid that how at all cost. And as it turns out, there is a clear measurement that is a clear winner using crystal clear science and data. This magical measurement can identify how efficient your cardiorespiratory system is functioning, and, if increased, can help prevent dying from a heart-related event. The crystal clear and no second best measurable metric is called a VO2 max. Now, please pump the brakes before you label me as a transhuman weirdo who hacks every part of my body and desires to transition my consciousness to the cloud. The life I promote is a life of progress in whichever version that means to you. When I talk about living longer, I'm talking about living a stronger, more joyful, clear-minded, present, purposeful, robust, and meaningful life. There's a reason why most of what I write about is in the mental, spiritual aspect of life, because the body is just the base foundation of this whole experience. And if you want to give yourself more hours on the crust of this earth, increasing what is called your VO2 max is the best place to focus your guided missiles on. People's physical bodies across the globe die from heart disease, and the best way to combat this is to increase your cardiorespiratory fitness level, aka VO2 max. VO2 max is an integral test, meaning that it encompasses your entire cardiorespiratory function. Even if you were to cram cardio in for 1 month, it would do little to move the needle on your VO2 max results. Now, back to being morbid. If you were to increase your VO2 max from the bottom of the barrel to just the second quartile, meaning between the 25th and 50th percentile of your age group and gender, it would reduce your chances of dying from all cause of mortality, not just heart-related, by 50%, 50. You would benefit from going from couch potato to someone who walks 3 times or so a week and not die 50% less of the time to the 4 horsemen. If you were to take it to the absolute extreme, using the direct supervision of your PCP and cardiologist, of course, and get your in-shape ass up to the top 5% of your age and gender, it would reduce your chances of dying by higher odds than if you were in a 4th stage renal failure, according to science provided by your favorite Doc EV. I'd like to insert my humble brag here, because after learning about VO2 max and the significant impact it has on overall health, I was able to get my VO2 max from 40 to 51.7 milliliters per kilograms per minute in less than 2 years. A 10-point swing in VO2 max is an immense accomplishment, and if maintained, it can help make my life much longer and more enjoyable. AI has provided a list of benefits of how much more enjoyable your life can be from having a high VO2 max. The list is as follows. Less fatigue during normal activities like stairs, walking, and carrying things. Faster recovery after exertion. Sharper focus and better cognitive endurance. Improved mood and emotional resilience. Better stress regulation. High sleep quality and deeper rest. Lower long-term risk of cardiovascular and metabolic disease. More physical freedom for hobbies, travel, and spontaneous activities. Great physical confidence and ease of movement. Or, a more important and intriguing list, I asked AI, does having a high VO2 max help with sexual health? And this list is as follows. Better overall blood flow, which supports arousal and sexual function, swing. Lower cardiovascular strain during sexual activity, swing. Improved stamina and reduced fatigue, swing. Healthier endothelial function, aiding erectile quality and genital blood flow, swing. Better stress regulation, which supports libido, swing. Improved mood and emotional well-being, swing. Higher sleep quality, which supports hormonal balance, swing. And greater overall energy and physical comfort during intimacy, swing, swing. Raising your VO2 amplifies everything in life, and that includes the best thing. If you're reading this and you work for Tucson Fire, congratulations. You get this awesome test every year at your physical, and it is free. You can work out all year, increasing your VO2 max, and at your physical test, identify the state of your cardiorespiratory system and see if death, statistically speaking, is closer or further from reality. For those not as fortunate to have this test available, it is all good because you can find simple, low-cost ways to predict your VO2 max by AI searching how to predict your VO2 max for free. After finding your VO2 max, it is important to know that consistency is king. It is a long-term fitness plan. So if 1,000 burpees and gym 5 times a week is out of the picture, try starting with something that you can maintain for a lifetime, like walking your dog every morning. I don't want to bore my readers more than I already have up to this point. So instead of explaining a step-by-step way to raise your VO2 max, I'm going to give you some simple AI prompts to DIY VO2 max on your own. Ask AI, how do I raise my VO2 max? Get specific with it. Ask it to build a simple weekly plan tailored to your current fitness level, i.e. beginner, intermediate, or advanced, so you can raise your VO2 max efficiently and safely. Evaluate and then elevate your VO2 max in 2026, starting today, and live a longer, stronger life with healthier sexual function while continuing to make progress. Thank you.